Welcome, my people. My name is Tyler. Today, I'm going to show you guys what I've added to my Optimus Prime rig on version 1.1. So first up, I've added an Energon axe here, and I've put a controller there, and then I've also added in the basketball just from the episode where they play basketball. And then going up to the rig box, I've added in a visibility switch for all the geometry. So if you need to animate just the arms or just the torso, you can do this by switching all of the geometry off rather than having to go out of pose mode into all the geometry and having to do it manually. And then going into the newest addition for the rig box is I have this controller called Holdables. And so this includes the gun, the basketball, the Energon axe, and the matrix. And this way, it's not so. These controllers used to be sitting in the IKFK, but it didn't really make any sense. So I figured I'd just make a whole new tab. So as you can see here, you can attach the basketball, the Energon axe, to all of the preset bones for the hands that I already have set up for the gun. Now, with it being this way, unfortunately, you're going to have to pose the bone because, as you can see, this is not set up correctly. So you would just have to go in here and just kind of fine-tune this and then attach it as so. And then, but this way, there's less clutter, less bones, and everything gets just attached to all of the correct ones. And this is the case, as you can see, for all those. And then I also have attachments for the axe and the gun to attach inside the trailer, which I will go over here in a bit. And then I've also changed the bone hierarchy of the truck transform, which I will go to here in a second. And before we go into that, the transform control, I actually realized that since I couldn't put a limit on the X location and you could have it go all the way past one and before one, I thought, why don't I just put a custom property that controls this so that I can have that hard block. So now you cannot move the arrow, but if you go to custom properties and you move this, now you can move it. In this way, it can't go past 0 and it cannot go past 1, just so it's a little bit more nice and easier to use. And then when you're in truck form, the new way to actually move the truck now is to just move the COG controller. And this way, if you're animating with the character somewhere out in space without moving the global transform or the robot transform, you can have it to where he can transform on the spot rather than the controllers being way off in the distance and not working correctly. And this also helps to work well with the trailer, which I will go over here in a little bit. Okay, that's it. So now let's head into detailing the trailer. Okay, so jumping into the actual trailer here, I just wanted to point out that you can control the rig box visibility from the global transform. So for right now, we're just going to hide those. We'll talk about those later. Going from left to right, we have this big old box. This is the trailer pivot transform manual. So I have an automatic pivoting function for the trailer. And this way, having a manual control, you can make overcorrections if the automatic pivoting isn't good enough. And then also from this, you can control the trailer wheel speed if you need to rotate the wheels apart from the actual truck. And then going into the trailer doors here, as you can see, these open up. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. Then we have these two bones here. These are the ramp rollers, so that these are automatically set up. So when you move the trailer ramp, these will rotate in to simulate a trailer ramp. So now going down to the wheels, I have 3 sets of bones here. One is always the manual, the biggest one. And I have 2 animated. One of them, like I said, is for the trailer. So if you just want to move the trailer and have the wheels move, you can do that. And then also one of them is set up so that it will be going with the truck wheels rather than the trailer and truck being totally separate. So you can have some similarities there. So now going over to the trailer back supports, you can tuck these in a little bit more, or you can extend them down. And then we have the trailer sides, which can fold out, as you can see. And then we have this trailer, I like to just call it understuff, just because it's a lot of geometry that have combined. This bone functionality doesn't do anything. It's more so just me being able to parent it to something that is not connected to the automatic pivoting. Just makes it easier on my end. And then we have these two bones for the holstering of the weapons. And for the gun, these will both work perfectly fine. But for the axe, it does need a little bit of moving around and pivoting. And then going over here, we have the trailer gun, which you can move around. And then we have this first bone, which you can scoot this back and forward. This one can rotate. And then this can pivot all around. And these move a little bit up and, or mostly up and down, a little bit side to side, not too much. And then the barrels move in and out. Now we're going to reset all that. We have, before I get into the automatic pivoting, we have the trailer front supports, which you can scoot down. Oops. Those are on local, I want that on global. There we go. You scoot these down, and then these will support the front of the trailer when it sits. And now we have the automatic controls. So before we actually do that, we have one more manual control. So the way that I have this set up, you translate with this controller and then you rotate with this controller. Just makes it a little bit easier. And then this bone will just be for the automatic pivoting. And since we are at that point now, I'm going to turn the trailer rig box on. We'll go through this a little bit. So first up, we have the actual trailer automatic pivoting, which I'll go into here in a little bit. And then we have a transform function for the trailer. So just like the truck, I have an automatic transformation for the trailer that kind of unfolds, as you can see here. Makes it a little bit easier for animating. And then we have the visibility slider just for all the controls, as you can see here. Put that back now. And then also a visibility for all of the geo. Okay, so let's hop into the trailer pivoting function. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the trailer control here, and I'm just going to turn this on. Before I do that, I just want to show you when you have this set off, the trailer will not come with the truck. Just kind of rotate, going around, clear that. So now, when we attach the trailer, you're going to see this little box here. This will determine the positioning of the actual pivoting. I'm going to set that. And now, as you can see, the trailer comes along and also rotates with the truck. And I've noticed a little bit, a couple bugs here. When you scoot it back a certain amount, all you need to do is just scoot this box forward. I think it has something to do just with the negative, so it will do that. So just be mindful of that. Usually if you just scoot it out, it won't be a problem. And as you can see, it comes along. And really cool thing, when you turn this, it will pivot the truck. Now, the amount of pivoting it will do is based on the distance of this object. So if you want this to be more extreme, you kind of bring this in close a little bit. And then we're going to have this kind of straighten out a little bit here. Maybe scoot to the side over here. We'll have it scoot now. And then also you can, like I said, you can make adjustments to the rotation. It's like that. And then drive away. Let me reset everything really quick. There we go. As you can see, drives away. Okay, and that is everything new to this rig. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next video.